Bridgeport's going to be replacing this mill, which I've had since early 90s. This thing's actually in really good shape. I think it came from a sale when a welding shop went out of business. I think it was used more as a drill press than a mill. The table's really tight, no play in it at all. It's a very capable machine. It's just a lot slower than the Bridgeport as far as setup and getting stuff done is. It can do pretty much anything the Bridgeport can. It's a smaller table, but that's never been an issue for me. These Bridgeport videos really aren't going to be a how-to video because I'm in a hurry. Need to get it up and running. I got this set over here now. I could still use it if I have to, but it's not very convenient. Jobs are stacking up, so I need to get that Bridgeport up and running. So I'm just going to hit the highlights and get it together and up and running. So if you got any questions on anything specific about it, you just have to leave a comment in the squawk box down below and I'll get back to you on it. Wow, that's just pure luck. That machine is level as it sits. And it's sitting right over a seam on the floor. And the base is even solid, so I don't need to shim any of the corners. That's pretty rare for that to happen. I realize this isn't a precision level, but it doesn't have to be perfect either. Let's start putting this together from the ground up. This pedestal on first. It's held in place by these two cap screws, 3/8 by an inch it looks like. I've also been cleaning up the threads on every hole before I put anything back together. Haven't had any problems yet, but it's cheap insurance. Now the elevating screw nut can go on. That's held in place with these 3/4 20 button screws. They're about an inch long too by the looks of it. A little grease down in there. on the lead screw too. This screw is left-hand thread. Hey, you're going to attempt to get the knee on now. And next I can slide the gib down in there. Put a little coat of whey oil on it first. Gib adjustment screw in there too. Get that started. And next thing I'm going to do is install this bevel gear for the elevating screw. There's a keyway for it. Not much room down in here. Next thing will be to put the shaft in for the hand crank. That's got a bearing on each end of it. 3/4 inch cap screws will hold that in place. Now I can put the graduated dial back on. The lock nut for that. Now the clutch for the elevating crank can go on. Now if that's on, I can use that as a handle while I tighten this nut. I'll put some grease down here on these bevel gears. Crank's up and down nice and smooth. Every complete turn of the crank will raise the table 1/100,000ths of an inch. Got the graduations there on that dial, it tells you where it's at. Now I put the lock for the knee together. First thing that'll go in is the plug that wedges against the gib. The actually locking handle is just, it's a cam on the end. See, it's oblong. The shaft will go in through the front and it will just wedge against that and tighten it. That's how it locks. Okay, now that that's in there, put the set screw in that holds it in place. There's a little dog point set screw that fits in a groove on the end of that shaft to hold it in place. You don't want to tighten it too tight or it'll bind the handle. You just want it to hold it. So I'll tighten it up till it's tight and then back it off a little bit. Then there's a jam screw that goes in behind it. Uncam it off there. And the table will crank up and down nice. That's going to do it for this part on the Bridgeport video. Can't really call it a restoration because all I did is cleaned it up and repainted it. Some would call it a restoration, but I don't. This machine's in fairly good shape. The ways are worn, but it's not worn out by any means. Will definitely be good enough for me. So stay tuned. Next video, we'll get the saddle and table reinstalled. Catch you next time.